I always thought some fights could be ignored, that silence could shield you from chaos. But some enemies mistake quiet for weakness. And HOA Karen was exactly that type of adversary. My name is Ethan Vance, and until that moment, I never imagined that moving 5 acres away from the city into a quiet forest, which would lead me into a war I wasn't fully prepared for. My wife, Maya, and I had escaped the 47-year-old stench of bureaucracy, nosy neighbors, and endless city noise for the sanctuary of open space, birdsong, and the gentle rustle of leaves. For 3 perfect months, we lived in a private bubble, our old Ford truck parked on the driveway, our dog buddy patrolling loyally, and the kind of silence that lets you breathe fully for the first time in years. Maya would walk barefoot across the grass every morning, letting the cool blades brush her feet, smiling at the old forest beyond our yard, saying, "This is ours, Ethan, and no one can take it from us." That morning, however, our bubble burst. Evelyn Harper arrived Oak Creek Preserve, HOA president, pasted-on smile, pastel jacket, stiff white shoes, eyes hiding more venom than kindness. "We want you to join the community," she said, voice saccharine but steel underneath. "We are outside your boundaries," I replied cautiously, hoping politeness would be enough to turn her back. Her smile faltered for a fraction of a second. "We like things uniform, orderly, harmonious," she said, glancing at my old truck, the truck my father and I built the deck on. The one that carried us on our first camping trip, the truck whose growls still reminded me of home. She handed me a glossy brochure. "Attendance is mandatory," she said. "Harmony." The word itself carried a threat wrapped in pink paper. Maya came to the door, calm as ever, and said, "We're happy here, but we don't fit your rules." Evelyn's smile cracked. "We'll see," she said, and walked away, every step crunching on the gravel like a warning. 2 days later, a letter appeared on the windshield. "Your vehicle disrupts the neighborhood aesthetic. Remove or cover it." I washed the truck meticulously, polished every surface, applied wax, and left it parked boldly in the center of the driveway, a silent challenge. The following morning, 2 more letters arrived. Multiple resident complaints and action will be taken if unresolved. Multiple. We hadn't spoken to a single neighbor. Then came the first physical warning. Mid-morning, men showed up under the guise of HOA contractors, chainsaws buzzing, cutting into our 80-year-old oak. I ran forward, fists clenched, but Maya stopped me with one steady hand. "I'll handle this," she said. She walked barefoot across the mulch, hair flowing, phone in hand, and demanded, "Show your papers." The men laughed. "It's HOA orders, lady. Step aside." Maya turned on the recording, every word captured, and within 3 minutes, they were running off, leaving the oak untouched, and Evelyn's smug expression replaced by shock. We thought it was over, but the next morning my work email exploded. Doctored videos edited to make it look like I was threatening contractors, official complaints accusing me of harassment. I received a formal warning from HR. My hands shook as I walked home. Maya had seen it all and knew. "It's not about the truck anymore, Ethan. This is a war now," she said. Standing vigil outside our house, even in broad daylight, surveying the forest as if anticipating every step, every trick. And then it happened. A black Tahoe pulled up. 3 men in fake security uniforms, one brandishing a firearm. My Maya ran toward them, fearless. "We're on private property?" "You're armed illegally," she said. In seconds, the first man was disarmed, the second tossed aside, the third collapsed, his weapon clattering on the driveway. 10 seconds. That was all it took for 3 supposed enforcers to hit the ground. Maya reached into her jacket and pulled out a golden badge, Supervisory Special Agent. "Maya Vance, you are under arrest." Evelyn stood frozen across the driveway, white as chalk as the sheriff arrived, his face twisted in shock and shame. Valen's cousin. The HOA empire crumbled in minutes, and I realized the truth. Silence always has a cost. And sometimes that cost arrives in broad daylight with fury, precision, and the most terrifying calm imaginable. The 3 fake guards were down, groaning on the pavement, but Evelyn Harper wasn't done. She stumbled forward, flailing, trying to project authority, but her power had evaporated under Maya's precise control. Maya advanced with a predator's confidence, moving as though she'd memorized every angle of the confrontation before it even began. Evelyn, hiring unlicensed security, impersonating authority. Ordering an armed attack on private property? This ends now, Maya said, her voice slicing the tension like a blade. Evelyn's hand twitched, as if signaling something, and from behind the oaken shrubs, 4 more men emerged, darker, larger, trained, not amateurs this time. Real weapons, real intent, all moving to overwhelm. I rushed to intervene, but Maya held up a hand. Ethan, stay back. Watch. The first man lunged with a rifle, but Maya closed the distance in a heartbeat, sweeping his legs, twisting the weapon from him, and tossing him flat in a single fluid motion. 2 others came at once, one with a baton, the other with a knife, but Maya manipulated their momentum, sending them into each other, leaving them incapacitated in a heap. The fourth, smarter and faster, circled with calculation, aiming for a lethal strike. Time seemed suspended. I shouted her name, but she didn't flinch. She shifted, ducked beneath his strike, locked his arm like an iron vice, slammed him to the ground, disarming him completely. Evelyn was frozen, fear finally breaking through her practiced smirk. Maya raised the golden badge again. Evelyn Harper, you are under federal custody for directing armed attacks, impersonating security personnel, and interfering with federal operations. Evelyn laughed breathlessly, terrified and unhinged. You think you're done? I'm nothing. The HOA is a front. The real players are coming for you. Maya's eyes flickered with memory, a shadow from her past. Within minutes, police cars, sheriff units, and FBI tactical vehicles arrived. Contractors were restrained. Evelyn loaded into a squad car. The sheriff standing awkwardly because Evelyn was his cousin, the familial loyalty twisted against duty. I looked at Maya, heart racing, awestruck. Her breathing was heavy, not from fear, but from exertion and the weight of old wars resurfacing. Maya, who's really behind this? I asked, voice low. She hesitated for a moment, then said, a group I dismantled years ago. They assumed I'd retired, that we'd become ordinary people. They were wrong. I took her hand. She finally allowed a small, confident smile. This was just the beginning, Ethan. And now, we won't fight alone. The realization hit me true quiet. True safety comes only after surviving the storm. After standing in broad daylight and facing chaos head-on, every leaf on the trees, every bird's call. Every crack in the driveway bore witness to the battle, the courage, the precision, and the reckoning. The HOA, Evelyn, the fake enforcers, all crushed by strategy, skill, and pure human will. And as we walked back toward the house, Buddy at our heels, I understood that some battles are fought in silence, some in daylight, but all leave a mark on your soul that no one can erase. Maya looked at me and said quietly, next time, they'll come bigger. But so will we. And I knew, without doubt, that the calm we'd come here to find would always be earned. And the forest, our home, our sanctuary, would never be just peaceful again. It would be protected by skill, by courage, and by love.